Hi, what is your name? How old are you? And what's college did you attend?
My name is Louis Surpresa. I'm 23 years old and I attend Berkeley College, Woodland Park campus.
Okay. How do you go about paying for X amount of money at your school? What are your resources?
Well, I didn't have any money at the time, so I took out loans. I also had a one-third scholarship that I won through a business competition in high school to help cover costs.
Okay. Did you receive any financial aid or state government aid? If not, why not?
No, I didn't qualify for financial aid. Um, my mother, she's married um, to my stepfather, and he makes a good amount of money. However, that is an income that he really used for us. He has his own kids. He just covered the necessities and took care of his own children. And so, because of the fact that we're married, the information I had to provide them had to include his as well. So they saw that our household made too much money, therefore I didn't qualify for financial aid.
Okay. So, besides that, are there any other sacrifices you have and your family made for your college careers in terms of finances or just education?
Uh, I've always worked. Ever since I turned 16, I got my working papers. It's the youngest that you go work here in Jersey, and haven't stopped working since. So, just getting used to working all the time to try to put some money in my pocket to help with education. It's pretty much a sacrifice I had to make. Other than that, my whole pursuit for trying to get a secondary school education was solely a responsibility that I had to bear. None of which I was receiving any type of aid from anyone.
So you feel that your sacrifices were not paid off and you were cheated by the education system.
Do I believe that they charge too much? A lot. They make it very difficult for students to try to go to college. Yes, I do. However, I knew what the system was beforehand. I could have done more to put myself in situations where I had more resources available to me. I can't solely blame the system. I would have to take blame for that as well.
Okay. Are you still in debt and from loans, and how do you plan on paying that back?
I am currently in debt from loans. I would say about 10,000 or so, and the only way I could pay for it is just working, making my small payments, and we'll see. I know that if I were to enroll into school now, it would freeze my payments, for now at least. But good old hard work is, my only plan of paying that off.
Is that something you're looking into doing now, going back to school? And fuck, I forgot my question. Shit, I had a good question. 2, 1. What school do you attend to, and how much is tuition?
I go to Penn State University main campus, and tuition is about $40,000 a year out of state.
Okay. And you live out of state?
Yep, I live in New Jersey.
Okay. How do you go about paying for X amount of money, and what are your resources?
My parents actually pay for my schooling.
All 4 years?
Yes, all 4 years.
It's very nice. Do you receive any financial aid or state government aid? If not, why not? You said no. You could reiterate that.
No, I don't receive any state or government aid. And for that reason, my parents' income exceeds the maximum limits.
Okay. What kind of sacrifices have you and your family made for your college career in terms of finances? Is there any?
As far as I know, there haven't been any sacrifices that have been made. I know my parents have been saving up since I was born for me to go to college, and they had resources already in place.
Nice. Do you agree that your tuition rate would be considered fair?
I I think it's fair, but I still think it is a little too high. I think it should be lowered, especially for out-of-state students, considering the gap between in-state and out-of-state students is pretty significant.
Okay. How much money are you in debt from loans, and how much do you plan on paying back?
Fortunately, I have no debt that I will have to repay when I graduate from college.
Cool. Can you estimate how long it would take for you to pay everything back? You just said you don't need any. Okay, so what are your thoughts on college tuition?
As far as my opinion is concerned, I think it's a little unfair. Actually, I think it's very unfair that majority of college kids that want to further their education and take their education to a next level come out of school with tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. I think it would be better if they had lower tuition rates. Kids would be able to come out of school, go to work right away and start contributing to society instead of paying back their debt that they would incur from being in school. So I mean, my opinion is if there was a way to do it, obviously lower tuition rates in the coming years.
Okay. So overall, do you think most hardworking students should deserve the, I guess, easy way you've had it?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're obviously you're willing to work in school and you maintain a certain level of grade point average, I think absolutely you should be able to go to college without coming out of school with debt that you'll be paying back for 10, 12 years afterwards. So in that sense, if there was a certain statute of limitation where they could guarantee a student lower tuition rates if they kept a certain grade point average, I think that would benefit society way more than the current system that's in place.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
What school do you attend to, and how much is tuition?
I go to William Patterson University, and the tuition's about $12,000 a year.
How do you go about paying for $12,000 a year with the money that you receive? What are your resources?
My main resource is the military, the National Guard. They give me a tuition waiver, which is equivalent to about $8,000-9,000 a year, and the rest I have to pay out of pocket. So I myself pay about $3,000 a year.
Okay, so besides the government money, do you receive any financial aid or state government aid? If not, why not?
I do not receive any financial aid or government aid because my co-signers are my parents, and they make too much according to the state. And I use credit cards instead of loans because I use my own bank, my military bank, USAA, and they give me a great price for or a great percentage on the loans.
So because your parents make too much money, you can't receive financial aid. Do you find that fair?
I don't find it fair because my parents barely pass that line that the state has put as a barrier to who receives financial aid and who doesn't. And my parents are literally right at that line.
questions, or you're good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I just
If
wanted
you're
to.
good, I'm good. That's how I roll, baby. Always prepared.
Okay. So, where did you attend college, and how did you pay for them using your resources?
I did my undergrad at the College of New Jersey, and I did my master's degree at Rutgers Newark.
And in those years, did you have any financial aid or grants?
I did. I received Sally Mae student loans, and I was an EOF recipient in my undergrad.
How do you go about paying for X amount of money for your loans?
Well, I graduated from my undergrad in 2001, so I paid off my student loans, my undergrad student loans, a few years back. And if it wasn't for the financial assistance I received from the EOF program, I would probably be still paying my student loans to this day.
So your EOF program helped you after you graduated college.
Well, they gave me grants every year that I was a student there, and it definitely decreased the amount of loans I had to take out. I think I graduated with maybe like a $15,000 loan.
Have you and or your family made any sacrifices during your college career in terms of finances? If so, explain.
Yes, my parents, when I wasn't dorming during breaks, I would come live at home, and my parents would help out with whatever little bit they could, whether it was, a couple of $100s for books, or when my meal plan ran out, they would, come and drop off groceries. They did that.
Okay. Do you agree that your tuition rate would be considered fair?
Going back to 2001, when you recently graduated, you don't have a steady job. Looking at it now, I think it was fair. I know the costs of a college education are rising, but I think it's fair for when I was in school. I don't know about now.
So I can't ask you if it was fair right now.
I know that tuition costs are increasingly high. I don't think they're fair for students now. For me, it was a struggle, but like I said, luckily I had the financial assistance from the state of New Jersey and the College of New Jersey to make it fair for me.
If you don't mind me asking you, how long did it take you to pay everything back?
I would say maybe a good 7 years. It was important for me to bang them out as soon as I graduated, like 6 months. When Sally Mae started knocking at my door, that I had to start paying with the coupon books. I tried to like double or triple my payments to try to get it done.
I just had a question for you. I just had a question and I lost it. I was improvising. What would you change in the whole broad perspective of college tuition? What is your opinion?
I think it's a good idea maybe at the high school level when you're a junior or senior to really prepare you for what being in college and being responsible means. I always knew that my parents were not going to pay my college education. That was always going to be my own responsibility. I think if I had a better understanding of credit cards and money management earlier on, I probably could have paid off that loan faster or done something different in the meantime.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. If you want to add something else.
No, I know that being in college is hard and the costs are astronomical, but it's a necessity in today's world to get ahead.
Oh, my question was, you paid those loans back in 7 years, and that was when you got a job right after college, right?
Right. I've been working since I was 14, so always had a job, yes.
So things could change for other people because not everyone gets a job right out of college.
Yeah, I knew I didn't get a job in my field when I graduated from college. I think I was doing a clerical work like right after college until I became a social worker, which is what I wanted to do. But it took, I think, a few months after I graduated to find my social work position that I was happy with.
All right, thank you.